Hello beginners dragons, this is Mr. Van, and today is going to be the end of the first week, and for today we are going to be doing our physical mental goals, and we are going to be doing a warm-up, and then we are ending the class with our I know I trouble, and we're going to maybe do some drills to be able to work on our techniques in our I know I trouble. So first things first, our physical mental goal. I kind of touched upon this on Monday, I think, but I didn't go into too much depth because this is the first week. I don't want to go into too much depth. But yeah, I only talked about our physical goal. Now I'm going to try and talk more in depth about our physical goal and touch upon our mental goal. So first, our physical goal is speed. So first, you guys should know what speed is. Speed is not how fast you're going. It doesn't matter how fast you're going for speed. Speed is actually how fast or slow you're going. So it doesn't matter if you're going really, really fast or really, really slow. You're still going to have some speed. But what you say about speed is how fast you're going. So if you have really, really good speed, that's really, really fast speed. Or if you have really, really slow speed, that you're gonna say really, really slow speed. So it's not how fast you're going, it's actually how, I'm trying to say this without using a ton of words, but it's actually how I guess you can say how fast you're going, but I don't know how to explain it without using big words. But I guess you can say how fast you're going, whether it's slow or fast. But yeah, that's how that's how speed works. But this week we're going to be talking about reaction speed. So for reaction speed, you have to know what a reaction is. So a reaction is when you do something because something else happened. So if someone was to put their hand up like this, you're probably going to think A, stop, or B, high five. So if a crossing guard goes like this, they're probably telling you to stop. But if your teacher's putting their hand out in front of your face, you're probably going to think, that doesn't mean stop, that's high five. And you're actually going to do a high five. Both of those are reactions. So if you see this from a crossing guard, you're probably going to stop. And that is a reaction. You're reacting to them saying stop. And if your teacher's telling you to give them a high five, your reaction is giving them the high five. But now you have to think, what's reaction speed? So now I'm going to say reaction speed is how fast or how slow you are reacting to it. So let's take, for example, the crossing guard that's telling you to stop. So the crossing guard tells you to stop. If you have really, really good reaction speed, you're going to stop before you cross the road. If you have really, really bad reaction speed, you're gonna walk in front of traffic. So that's a situation where you need to have good reaction speed. That's a good situation where you have to react really fast and have good reaction speed. But if, let's say, your parents are, I don't have an example of when bad reaction speed would be good, but let's take, for example, a teacher again. So a teacher tells you to give them a high five. That one doesn't really matter. If you have really, really slow reaction speed, then all that's going to happen is you're going to high five them a little bit late. But if you have really, really good reaction speed, you might impress them and say, whoa, that was a really, really fast high five. So it doesn't really matter for that one, but usually good reaction speed is very good. And usually bad reaction speed is really, really bad. Like the example of the crossing guard. If you stop really, really late, you might get hit with a car. And that's not really, really good. That's actually really, really bad. You might get hurt. You might hurt the other person that's driving the car. You might scare the crossing guard. Things like that. So try to react really, really fast. And hopefully we can touch upon that later in the video. So we just did that. Now we are going to be doing our warm-up. So I hope that you guys remember the guard stance that you guys did on, no, we're not moving on. we are moving on to our mental goal, not onto our warm-up. So our mental goal is the student creed. If you guys don't know what the student creed is, you haven't taken an in-person class yet. So the student creed is basically what we recite before every class. So maybe you guys can think about it as the Pledge of Allegiance. So the Pledge of Allegiance, we do this every day before classes start at school, but now it has a deeper meaning to it. So a deeper meaning for us at least, because when we say it, we also have to understand what it means. So take for example the first one. So you get into your forward bow and you do a up block punch and you say words, but you have to think, what do those words mean? So the first one is, I must develop myself in a positive manner and avoid anything that could reduce my mental growth or physical health. So what does that really mean though? I'm going to tell you what it means, but I want you guys to think and maybe pause the video and think about what those words really mean. So I'm going to say it a little slower now. So I must develop myself in a positive manner and avoid anything that could reduce my mental growth or physical health. So pause the video now. Hopefully you can write it down in your own words so that you understand what it really means. Now, if you guys have not paused the video, I'm actually going to tell you what it means. So hopefully you guys wrote it down so that you understand, but these words actually mean a lot. Just because we say it every day doesn't mean it loses value. These values that the student creed represent should be some sort of aspect in your life. Because the first one says, I must develop, which means I must grow myself, which means yourself, in a positive manner. So that means you must grow yourself in a good place. So if you guys are getting bullied all the time and you actually believe them, then you're not growing in a positive manner, you're growing in a negative manner. Because now you're going to think that you're really bad at this thing and that you don't deserve this thing or this thing, or maybe you think you're going to be really bad at this thing or this thing even though you never tried it. So that's a really negative way. But now let's think about it a positive manner. So a positive manner is something that helps you grow. So maybe you listen to your teacher and she says you're really good at math. Now you're thinking about it in a positive manner. Now you're thinking, man, I'm really good at math. Maybe I can do math team or something like that. Or maybe you have friends and friends are telling you that you're really good at playing basketball. And then you're going to think, I'm really good at basketball. Maybe I can try out for the basketball team. Things like that. That's growing in a positive manner instead of listening to bullies that are going to bring you down. So let's continue. So I must develop myself in a positive manner and avoid anything that could reduce my mental growth. So what does that mean? Let me rethink this. Okay, I must develop myself in a positive manner and avoid anything. So avoiding anything, what does that mean? Avoiding means getting away from or hiding from. That could reduce, that means make myself worse. So, and then it says my mental growth or physical health. So my mental growth means your knowledge, your learning, and physical health means how you act in your body. So you're going to try and avoid, which means get away from anything that's making you think bad or making you hurt. So if someone's pushing you and hurting you and punching you, you guys should try and get away from them. You should try and go to a teacher, go to your mom or your dad, or go to someone that you trust a lot and make sure that you get away from someone that's hurting you in your head, telling you that you're really, really bad, that you stink at this thing, that you're not funny, that you're not happy, things like that. You should get away from those things because those affect your mental health, which is how you think, or your physical health, which is how you feel on the outside. So if someone's punching you and you have big bruises, you should get away from them. If they're throwing you against the wall, you should get away from them. If they're throwing things at you, you should get away from them. Again, go to someone that you trust, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your teachers, your principal, anyone that you really trust. You should get away from the people that are harming you, which are hurting you, and go to people that are helpful, people that are going to help you grow in a positive manner. That's what that student creed means. So make sure that you guys think about that student creed throughout everything, throughout school, throughout life, throughout games, anything. If someone's bullying you, you should try and avoid them and actually go towards people that are really nice and really positive to you. And make sure that they're trusted. Make sure that you trust them. And if your parents or someone that you trust doesn't trust them, maybe you should stray away from that. Because some people can act nice, but then not really be nice. So you have to be careful, but also remember who you trust, because they're always going to be able to help you grow in a physical and mental level. So we just worked on our student creed and our speed. Now is going to be our warm-up. So our warm-up is kind of going to work on our student creed, but at the same time, kind of going to work on our I don't want any trouble. So for our I don't want any trouble, I'm going to tell you one of the techniques right now. It's a tiger claw. So if you guys don't know what a tiger claw is, it's basically a palm strike, which means you're hitting with the palm, and then you're raking down, so you're scratching down. So how are we going to actually work on that? Well, first we have to grow ourselves in a physical way. So we're going to actually try and learn that our palm is hitting and then we're scratching down. So now we're actually going to be doing push-ups, which helps our physical health by being able to grow our biceps and any muscles in the top area of our body. So that's actually going to help you in a physical way, just like in the student creed. So we're going to do, let's say, 5 push-ups. So 5 push-ups, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you get back up, and then you get into your guard stance like we worked on Monday, which is you just step back with one of your feet, you put your hands up. This is basically our fighting stance. So we take our back hand, we do a palm, and then scratch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1. Maybe you want to do that 5 times. So I do 5 more push-ups, I get in my guard stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to do that, and also remember when you do a push-up, you want to be on your palms for this, because that helps your memory and your muscles actually hit with the palm. Because there's this thing in our body called muscle memory. And muscle memory is if we do something over and over and over and over and over again, we're going to start to remember what we did, and now we're going to be more natural about it. It's like walking. You don't really think about, how do I walk? I move all my weight on this leg, and then I pick up this one, and then I slowly transfer it to this one, and then I move my leg up. No, you don't do that, right? You don't think about how to walk. You actually just do it. Because you've done it so many times that it's not really something you think about. It's just something that happens. Same with the push-up. If you do a push-up on your palms, you're going to remember, oh, my palms like to hit that thing. And then when you actually do it with a palm strike or a tiger claw, you're going to think, oh, it's the same thing as a push-up. I hit it with the palm and then I scratch down. Same thing. So that's basically your I don't want any trouble as well. So let's just go through our I don't want any trouble this time. So we are going to put our hands up, say I don't want any trouble. We get into your guard stance. Now you're going to do an up block with this hand. So the one that's in the front, which is your left. So you do an up block. It's the same exact thing from Monday. So Monday, you did the same exact thing. You blocked up high. So you're basically making a roof above your head so that if it's raining outside, it's just going to hit your hand. It's going to hit your arm instead of your head. And that's not really good. So make sure that you have your hand up instead of your head, because if that rain is really, really wet, you don't want to get your hair wet, or you don't want to get your hat wet or your hood wet. You want your hand to get wet instead of whatever's on your head. Pretend it's something really, really expensive, like money. You don't want your money to get wet because it rips really easy. So you want your hand over your head so that your money doesn't get wet. So up, and then you do that tiger claw. So hit with your palm and then scratch. So guard stance, up block, palm, scratch. So now you guys can do this with reaction speed now. So first you want to practice your palm scratch. So maybe if you have hangers in your house, you can palm the hanger and then take it off the rack. So let's say that there's a little rack up here with a bunch of hangers. I go up to it, I grab one of the hangers, I pick it up, I put it to the ground. And then I do 5 jumping jacks, 5 push-ups, whatever, and then you take one more hanger, palm, pick it up, put it on the ground. So that's basically the scratching motion. So scratch or pick up. You can also do this with reaction speed. So let's say your mom or dad or someone is throwing a ball at you, or maybe they're throwing something for you to catch. Maybe you're trying to catch it like this. So let's say it's a pencil, you catch it like that. Or let's say if it's a ball, you hit it and then scratch down. Something like that. Or you can practice your up block just like in your, just like in your form. Maybe someone's throwing something over your head and you want to block it up high. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this, and you can practice it any way that you want. Those were just suggestions on how to work on the techniques, but it's up to you guys on how you choose to practice. And that's it for me.